Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. I know it has been a while. Heiko's been really busy. Unfortunately, life gets in the way of YouTube. Have to set priorities sometimes, right? That's what we adults do. But I'm back and I have another shave for you with a new to me razor, which you haven't seen yet. So before we get started with the shave, let's talk about something else. I mentioned in my previous video that we just blew past 1,500 subscribers and I wanted to do a little giveaway. And I now have figured out what to give away. So one razor was previously in a giveaway, but the winner of the giveaway, John Wirtel, never responded to any of the cues on my channel in the community section, the announcement video. I've even tried to find him on YouTube, his channel. Unfortunately, no way of contacting him, no email address left behind there in YouTube. Then I try to see if there's maybe the same name or the same username on some other social media platforms. Didn't help. I tried to give away a timeless razor. It's still sitting in a box. Was ready to go, but John just never contacted me. So I decided we're just going to give it away to some other person here on this channel, some other lucky winner. And in the meantime, Grace from Yachi has sent me some razors, and now I have two of the same. And so there's no reason for me to keep the second one, which is pretty much the same one as, where is it? This one here. Is that correct? Yeah. This is the Yachi Ultima Slant, which I already own, and she sent me another one. So I decided to give the second one away to you guys. So now we have the Timeless Slant from the last giveaway, plus the Yachi Slant from Grace's last package to me. And I have a couple extra accessories, a soap and a brush. And so I will pack this up in some shape or form, in some, combination. One gets a razor and a brush and the other one gets a razor and a soap. We'll figure this out. I will make a specific giveaway announcement video, but I'm just going to give you a little heads up. If you are interested in either a timeless razor that you want to win, I mean, it's not a competition, it's just a giveaway, right? Or you want a Yachi Slant stainless steel razor like this one here, fresh in the box, not this one, but another one in the box, never touched, then just subscribe to this channel and pay attention to the video is going to come out whenever I have time to actually record it, sitting in my office, holding those things in front of you and telling you a little bit about it. So if you want to pay attention, or if you want to participate in this giveaway, can't speak, if you want to participate, pay attention please. Subscribe to this channel, and there is going to be a giveaway video pretty soon. All right, so having gotten this out of the way, we're gonna get right into today's shave. And let me tell you a little bit about, before we continue, let's silence my phone, because I've noticed every time I do anything with the camera, my phone goes off and someone calls me, that kind of stuff. So what razor are we talking about? It's a new razor to me. I bought it off of eBay, was used. It's the Vikings Blade, the Emperor Meji adjustable. The company apparently has been making razors since about 2015. It's an Australian-based company, but I think most of their stuff they sell is actually made overseas. I don't know exactly, specifically, they don't list it on their webpage where those razors are made, but I'm assuming somewhere, maybe mainland China, who knows. Yeah, this one I bought used off of eBay. I do that sometimes. I just look around for good deals on stuff that I'm interested in. This one here, the Emperor Meji, as you can see, it came in this little brown box here, actually with magnetic closure. There's also some little, please register your razor at vikingsblade.com. Probably won't do that. So they say that they came out with a Chieftain in 2015 here. It became the #1 best-selling razor on Amazon, and now they're coming out with a Emperor. So this might be a little older. I know the Emperor Meiji, there's also an Emperor Augustus, I think. They have the Vulcan. They have all kinds of different razors. I just looked it up on their webpage earlier here. Let's see if I still have the page open. I was going through their webpage just to find out a little bit about the company itself. They have an about section. They have a little bit about what's your history, but they say we're a family-owned business with no fancy history. And then I just looked at what kind of razors they have. So there's the Chieftain Safety Razor, $32.97. Even cheaper is the Chieftain Athena Safety Razor for only $21.97. Then they have the Godfather, all relatively simple, either twist to open or three-piece designs. The Emperor Augustus is $64. This one here, the Emperor Meji adjustable safety razor is $62.97. So a fully adjustable twist to open razor. We're going to look at it in detail here in a second. Here's the Emperor adjustable safety razor, which has no extra name, $60. So all relatively affordable stuff. They also list, what else do they have? They have straight razors, replacement blades, brushes, accessories, creams, oils, and lotions. I doubt that they make all that stuff themselves. It's probably produced for them by someone else. Brushes, the White Knight luxury shaving brush, the Dark Stallion luxury shaving brush, the Rustique walnut wooden shave brush, and all relatively affordable stuff. So yeah, this is my first exposure to this brand. I have not used the Emperor Meiji. As you can see here, it's all engraved Vikings Blade, the Emperor, and then here is this little brand emblem, kind of a dark bronze, burnt bronze with a red line down here. The twist to open function, very reminiscent of the good old-fashioned Gillette twist to open. If you look at the base plate here, the design is definitely very similar to, let's just grab one here out of my vintage drawer. Let's see, where do we have? Here, let's look at this one. Heiko's Gillette collection here. So if you twist to open both and then look at the base plate and the whole mechanism, how the twist to open functions, and then this one here, very similar. Then, do I not have my, what happened to my slim? Oh, here's my slim. So, a fat boy and a slim, fairly similar with a click adjustable, right? You always have to loosen up the twist to open a little bit to do your adjustments. And then here on the Emperor Meiji, it's smooth, there's no clicks, there's no spring. The adjustment is pretty much, you pick wherever you want to stop. Has a tiny little arrow on there, I don't even know if you can see that. Just to indicate which number you're at. It goes from 1 to 9, or it goes from 1 to max, which is a little past 9. Twist to open function, like I said, very similar to either the Fat Boy or the Slim here. Opens the same way. So if you would remove the click spring on those Gillette vintage razors here, you would pretty much have the Emperor Meiji pretty much. Different materials, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, these are all brass. If you polish through your nickel plating here, you will see that there is bare brass underneath. I don't know what material this is. The doors are fairly similar in design and look. The whole overall mechanism is about the same. The centerpiece here, that's used to be folded in the Gillettes here. I don't know if that's the same here. Looks like it has a little groove in the middle, so this might be also folded. And then of course the handle is all different, much thicker, much chunkier feeling, pretty decent knurling on there. I like it, you know. I think that's gonna give good traction when you have wet hands or some soap on your hands. Then the little red accent here on those vintage, you always had a little step machined into the handle. Let's see what the Fat Boy here looks like. Also a little step down there. Then the knob here at the bottom was a little thicker than the actual handle. There's a little color accent up here. So yeah, they definitely are inspired by Gillette, the Slim or the Fat Boy, or the Super Adjustable 109 or the 84. All kinds of very similar. Adjuster knob up here. So, and you can't really blame them. The Gillettes were really good and very popular, and then Gillette just completely dropped the ball by stop making them altogether when they went to the cartridge razors, right? And nowadays, there isn't much in terms of safety razors from Gillette anymore. So this is actually kind of a shame. No modern Gillette safety razor anymore, and especially not the adjustables, which is kind of a shame, you know? Companies like Vikings Blade pick up the design and then make their own little interpretation of it, which is pretty good. So this looks actually like it's painted, it's clear coated. So this is brass, brushed, engraved, and then clear coat over top of it, whereas the rest looks like an anodized finish. So this darker bronze brushed color here. At the bottom they also have some symbols here, the base plate. The base plate looks like it is cast rather than stamped. I might be wrong on that, but it looks like it's a cast base plate rather than, you know, the stamped brass that the Gillettes used to have. But overall, fairly similar. It looks like the blade here in this case is clamped between the base plate and the doors, whereas on the Gillettes you always had the little supports here, 4 supports that would raise or lower depending on your adjuster settings. I don't know if you can see that. That piece here. That piece is completely missing here on the Meiji. So when the doors close, it clamps right between the base plate and the doors. And then let's see what the actual adjuster does. Oh, it is multi-piece here. So here in this case, the base plate with a close comb is a separate piece from the actual inside here. This inside piece stays stationary and clamps the blade, and then the close comb goes up and down. Okay, so yes, definitely slightly different from this here, where the adjusting part was actually a separate piece from the base plate here. It's kind of similar. It's kind of the same concept. But yeah, overall very nice looking. This is a very nice looking razor. Presentation in this little magnet closure box is pretty nice. There's a foam cutout in there. There's some dual head, smooth side. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about this. One has a smooth close comb, and here is a kind of a scalloped or like a knurled or grooved close comb, which supposedly makes a difference. We'll see while we shave. The knob 1 to 3 is mild, 4 to 6 is medium, and 7 through max is aggressive. Yeah. So it gives you a little bit of some instruction on here. There's also a barcode at the bottom, new item. Like I said, the model number if you're interested in it. If I will find a link for you guys, I will put an affiliate link down below. Affiliate links are really a pretty cool tool. Easy for you to use. It doesn't cost you any extra, and I get a little commission out of it, so that supports the channel and gives me money to buy more razors, right? So I appreciate that if you guys use my affiliate link. So what else are we going to use? We're going to use a Wilkinson sword blade. We're going to use my Tailor of Old Bond Street here, cream. I also have Tailor of Old Bond Street. This is the German Street collection, the matching aftershave balm. Or I should say luxury aftershave cream for sensitive skin. Very nicely scented. It's one of those classic, I think there is a little bit of sandalwood in here. Is there sandalwood in here? Shea butter, coconut, potassium hydroxide, fatty acids, cacao. I'm not sure. Little woodsy. Very clean, very nice, very gentle on the skin. Alright, so let's put a blade in here. I'm going to use a one-time used Wilkinson sword blade just because I have it there. We have talked about this before. A one-time blade is pretty much as good as a brand new blade. Oftentimes, some blades actually get better with the first use because you know, you kind of take the edge off. You're stropping the blade on your skin and makes the blade even better. Some people have done some sharpness testing on that, and so I'm not hesitant to put a used blade in here. Blade tabs stick out a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Blade alignment looks Wonderful. Looks good, yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna grab my Sterling Soap pre-shave pug. It's a huge thing. I wish this would be round in shape or square instead of rectangular. But other than that, we just need to fill the sink. I have my Frank shaving Badger brush. I glued the knot in. It's a Badger. I've been soaking this in warm water here in my VW bus cup. It's been sitting here for a while. So let me pause real quick. I'll fill my water containers here and then we're gonna get shaving, okay? Let's do it.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty guys, so water is filled. I have the soap, the aftershave cream, the razor with the blade. Everything is sitting here. Good thing I turned off my phone when I did, because right when I was filling the water here, my phone went off, of course. So dip this Sterling pre-shave bar into water. It's highly mentholated, so it's pretty cold. If you don't like mentholation, just order one without it. It's like the cube from PAA. I think overall it's the same concept. It's a pre-shave bar that you just get wet, rub on your face. Then what I do, I just put it on the corner of my sink and then I rub it in a little more. This stuff actually lathers almost. It foams up pretty well. Overall, it is a type of a soap, which is just there to, you know, soften your stubble. I have about 3 days of growth in my face, so we have plenty for the Meiji to take off. And for this one-time used Wilkinson sword blade. All right, that's the pre-shave. So let that sit on my face a little bit, and then we're going to take the soap container here, scoop with my little spoon, just take a little chunk out of there, and then we're going to transfer this over into my Timeless shave bowl, which Timeless had sent me a little while ago, and I really like it. It has those ribs at the bottom that help with the lathering process, and it also kind of secures the cream or the soap that you put in there. And then we're going to take my Frank shaving handle. Now I have so much pre-shave on my hands that everything is so slippery. So let's rinse that off and wipe it into my towel. And in the meantime, we can close the soap container and put that out of the danger zone. And then we're going to grab our pre-soaked Badger. And what I like to do is just squeeze out most of the water. I don't want to have too much water in the cup right out of the gate. I rather start with very little water and then see how it develops. And then I have my little emesis basin sitting here next to me that has clean water in it that I only use for dipping my brush into. And then I just go in here. And then it just goes and goes and immediately builds up so high that it wants to come out of my shave bowl here. Yeah, the Tailor of Old Bond Street, there are many different scents. They have been around for a very long time. All that stuff is made in England. Very well-known product line. You can buy them on Amazon, get them shipped to your house. And the ingredient lists are not super scary, so if you read what's in those products, there's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that you wouldn't find in other artisan products. This is not necessarily, I mean, I would consider it an artisan product, but it's very widely available. Can't speak, like I said. I blame it on my language barrier. In other YouTube videos on my other channels, I've been told that I don't speak English. So maybe people are right. Making a mess here in my bowl. Very creamy already. So you want to go to like a Cool Whip or whipping cream consistency. And once you have achieved that in your shave bowl, then maybe a good idea to scrape some off into the bowl, or else you're going to have so much in your brush that it's just going to go all over the place. And then smear it right onto your nose. maybe a little on the dry side. And the scent of this German street collection by Taylor of Old Bond Street is just very lovely. It's like the scent that I would expect to find in a proper barber shop somewhere on a city street in London back in the 1890s. I don't know. Taylor of Old Bond Street, I don't know if they write it here on the packaging. That's established 1854. So, you know, this has been a long-standing company. And in England, they have a lot of really traditional shaving product, razor, brushes, companies that make stuff still in-house, still by hand, like Simpson shave brushes, for example. They have been around the block for, you know, very long time, and they still make it all by hand, traditionally, not with machinery. Very, very nice. And Taylor of Old Bond Street is another one of those. So here we go. Lathered up, looks pretty good, feels good, smells good, and we have the smooth close comb and the grooved close comb. So let's zoom in a little bit. And let's start with the side that has the smooth close comb and just do a couple strokes here. Setting 1. And on setting 1, it's a mild feeling razor. Oh, that's good. That's a nice feeling number 1, setting number 1. It shaves, it's very mild, still efficient enough to take it all off. And now I switched over to the grooved side just to see if that feels any different. Oh yeah, actually it does. So there is a little bit more blade feel. So there is no difference in blade gap, at least not from what I can see here. But because you have those little grooves, and wherever there is the groove cut, the blade is a little bit more exposed than on the smooth side. So you can feel a little bit more blade. But overall, it's still a very smooth experience. So now we did that at setting number 1. Let's loosen this up and move it over to let's do a 3. Let's jump a couple steps. So what that does, it just increases blade gap. So it lowers down the close comb, and therefore, oh, now I see that we're kind of crooked. You see that? It's not straight, it's not lining up straight. So let's take this loose one more time. Move the adjuster here up and down a few times. So in setting 1, it's straight, right? You see that? But then I loosen up and go to a 3 and tighten up again, and it's not straight anymore. See, on this side, it's much more open. Same here. That's not good. I wonder what the story is here. So apparently, not just the Pearl Flexi has alignment. Yeah, you can clearly see that here. So I'm not happy about that, guys. I don't know if that is normal. If you guys own one of those Emperor razors, can you guys please let me know down in the comment section if you are... now we're at maximum. No, actually at 9, and suddenly, no, it's not straight. It's not straight. So I'm not happy about that. I don't know if this is because I bought a used one. If Vikings Blade is maybe watching, if you guys can send me one of those so I can verify if this is maybe because I bought a used one and the guy who sold this to me dropped it on the ground before. Yeah, funny thing is, at 1, it's perfectly straight. And as soon as you open it up, here's at a 4. That's significant. So this is significant enough that you might cut yourself because you think, oh yeah, very mild setting still. But this is massively wide open there. So I'm not going to try to negotiate that on my face. I'm just going to put it at closed at 1, and we're going to finish up the shave with just setting 1 and see if on the mildest setting we can get a clean result. Like I said, there is a slight difference between the grooved and the smooth side. So that is a little bit of the downside of buying stuff used off of eBay, because you don't know what you're getting. Is it the fault of the previous owner, or is it the fault of the manufacturer that those razors just tend to be crooked? Who knows? Maybe we will find out. Maybe I will email them and see if they can send us a second one. But please comment down below if you own a Vikings Blade razor and you have experienced the same thing. So at this point it is a non-adjustable razor. It's just set to its mildest setting, because that's the only setting where it's not, you know, out of whack. There is a little bit of blade feel here at setting 1. So I would say this is probably a positive blade exposure. Yeah, there is a little bit of a positive blade exposure. So the imaginary line between the close comb and the cap here, if you imagine a line there, if the blade sticks out past that imaginary line, it's a positive blade exposure. Here in this case, this is positive blade exposure. So you have a little bit blade feel even at setting 1. All right, at setting 1, it has taken down quite a bit of my stubbles. There is plenty left, so we will have to do another pass for sure. My lather here, let's grab a little bit, put it in my face, and then we might have to add a little bit of water. So far so good, no nicks or cuts, but I gotta tell you, I'm really disappointed that this now happened, and I didn't notice that before I started shaving with you guys. But that's really a bummer. And now I'm not sure if this is a problem with a manufacturing quality, or if it's the seller on eBay that just, you know, dropped it on the floor. I didn't see any damage. It looked used, so I gave it the typical, you know, the toothbrush plus dish soap and then a bath in rubbing alcohol to kill the cooties. All right, we're still at setting 1. I'm really still bummed out about this now. Why is this always happening? I get razors and then they are all out of whack. Not happening. Not happening, me trying to open this up and shave like this. I would just damage my face. Yeah, pretty unhappy about it. So the smooth versus the grooved side, I don't think it's a significant difference. It's the same blade gap on both sides. I don't know if this really makes difference to anyone. It doesn't seem to make any difference for my skin. It has a little bit different feel to it. There's definitely a little bit more blade feel on the grooved side. There's also a lot of hollow space here in this head, so you gotta shake out the water after rinsing, or else you're gonna have this dripping all over the place. Shake, shake. And we're going to try this rocking motion under my nose. One of you guys sent me a link to a Müller shaving video where the guy demonstrated that in front of camera, and I gotta say it works really well. With most standard shape DE razors like this, you can do that little rocking motion, and that takes care of the little whiskers under your nose. Of course, you can also do the, you know, the diagonal or whatever. But that works really well. We're always learning, right? We're always improving, or at least we should. We should never try to stop learning. Yeah, this is pretty good. Let's do a third pass, because we can. My skin has mostly recovered, so my little constant infected little grown in hair, eventually I was able to plug out that pesky little stubble that was kind of grown into my skin, and now the infection is gone. I don't know if it has anything to do with my leaf twig injury a while back, like a few months ago. It was in the same spot. Maybe my skin was still a little upset at me. Still lots of lather left here. This soap here is rather light and fluffy, not the thick and creamy type, but I guess it depends a little bit on how much effort you put into your lather. So if I would lather this another 2 hours, joking, it will probably get a little thicker, because the bubbles get smaller the more agitation you put into it. The bubbles break down and get smaller and creamier. But we have enough lather here out of this little bit that we took out of the soap container to probably lather another 5 times. My badger brush is really big, as you can see. It splays open really far. Doesn't really have all that much backbone after it's this wide open. And Ohio shaves, he does this. He squeezes on his last pass. He just squeezes everything out of the brush and then puts it in his face like that. Makes it we have so much soap in this brush. Very good. Very good. Now I have it all over my hands. Sorry guys. That's the downside. But most guys run the water once in a while in their videos. I'm trying not to do that because I know it causes a lot of noise. All right, let's do against the grain. Yeah, that's a bummer. I wish I could have tried out in the different settings. Maybe we would have taken it all the way to 9 and see how that feels. But with a crooked razor, I don't want to try to do that, because then it becomes unpredictable. I really liked the look of this razor when it came out of the box, due to the anodization and the different colors and the red line down there. Pretty good heft to it too. Here, let's weigh it real quick. 124 grams. Yeah, this is a thick puppy. 124 grams. All right. But in setting 1 it works. It works really well actually. So in the $60 range, this is actually relatively affordable, right? For an adjustable razor, 60 bucks of 124 grams. I would say probably the handle is brass. The rest here is zinc alloy, and then you have brass on top. Yeah, bummer that it doesn't line up. That's really a shame. You guys let me know. Does any one of you have any experience? Is this normal? Is this what happens when you buy a $60 adjustable? It seems like the Pearl Flexi that I still have sitting here, which I had to fix and straighten out and, you know, do all the stuff to it. It's also in the $70 to $80 range, so kind of the same price bracket. So I guess if you buy cheap adjustables, that can happen. And now I'm not saying that a premium brand razor could not have the same problems out of the gate, but usually if someone is trying to sell you a $200-300 razor and they make a couple pre-production models and send them out for evaluation by some YouTube shaver guys, like Grace just sent me the Yachi Avanti, which is not for sale yet. So this is pre-production model, and we immediately found out that there were some flaws with the alignment of the numbers down at the adjuster. That can happen, but then companies that want to charge $200-400 for a razor, they will then immediately go back to the drawing board or to the manufacturer or to the shop and figure out how to fix it and not put it on the market. So I don't know, is this a problem with Vikings Blade, or is this just this one razor that was dropped or was just bad? So I have no idea. And I have no idea how old this really is. Is this a year old? Is this 5 years old? Doesn't say anywhere, unfortunately. So sorry guys, I'm just as disappointed as you guys are. All right, result is good. I didn't get any nicks. Now I can feel a little bit of some burning, tingling because I'm leaving the soap on for too long. So let's just rinse off now. All right, soap is off. It has a ridiculous amount of slickness, so it took me a while to rinse that off. But skin is pretty happy. At setting 1, you know, that's what you expect. You want a mild razor that still shaves at setting 1. We have talked about this, and we will eventually go back to this, but the Rockwell T2 that I have here, this is not the stainless steel, this is just a gunmetal gray one, is a little too mild for me in setting 1 and 2. It really doesn't do much. I can't find the perfect angle where it actually still cuts. So then I immediately have to go up to like 3 or 4 to make the shaving happen. But I've heard that the stainless steel might be slightly different because different material, different manufacturing method. So this probably is stamped and cast, whereas stainless steel would be CNC machined. And because of that, it could be slightly different in geometry. And so I've heard that the stainless steel Rockwell T2 actually shaves in setting 1. I haven't been able to verify that yet. I could probably ask Rockwell if they want to send me a stainless steel to do that. Maybe we do that one day. All right, now we're going to grab the matching luxury aftershave cream for sensitive skin. Squeeze a little on my finger here, and we're going to put it right on my freshly shaved face. Yeah, no extra treatments, no alum block, no Thayers to calm down the skin. Just recently in the comment section, someone mentioned that they are sensitive to Taylor of Old Bond Street soaps. And out of my own experience, that can happen. If you find a soap, it smells amazing and it lathers amazing, and then you put it on your skin and then suddenly you get this burning sensation, that is just one of the ingredients in the soap not agreeing with your skin. And what I like about artisan soaps is they usually try to make a soap with as little ingredients as possible. And probably one of the downsides of that is that it doesn't have as long of a shelf life. Whereas if it's a more industrial production run, sold worldwide, they put more, I don't want to say preservatives, but there are ingredients in there that, guarantee freshness and shelf life and all that stuff. So in the comment section, someone mentioned that he was sensitive to Tale of Old Bond Street. It gets like a burning sensation in his skin, and I've experienced that also. There are some soaps that I cannot use because it just burns my skin. It hurts right after lathering. It starts attacking my face. Tale of Old Bond Street has that a little bit for me. So if I leave the soap on too long, you can see I'm pretty red here in those spots. These are my sensitive skin areas. And if I leave soap, especially this one, on there, it starts burning a little bit. I'm not too worried about it because it goes away as quickly as it comes. And then I always put my glycerin glycolate Haut Balsam on there. And within, a little while, that sensation completely goes away. But pick stuff that your skin agrees to and that you're comfortable with. One of my always favorite go-tos that I'm almost running out now is the Paraso Green. That stuff just doesn't react with my skin. It smells amazing. It lathers good enough for me. Some people claim that it doesn't lather really well. It's fine for me. I get nice shave results. It smells amazing and my skin is really happy. But I have come across quite a few soaps, even from Sterling, depending on what the scent is. I think the fragrance oil is what does it for me. I think I've come across a soap that had cinnamon in it, and that wasn't really good on my skin either. And I always like to study the ingredient list, and if there's a barcode on it, I use the Yuka app on my phone and scan it and get the explanation for all those ingredients. So just pick something that agrees with your skin and stick to it. Nobody needs as many soaps as I have sitting here. There's just no reason for it. All right, so we did Emperor Meiji today. Unfortunately, it's kind of a fail. Kind of disappointed. But don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Pay attention a little bit. I will have a giveaway video come out as the next video where I will give away a timeless and a Yachi razor plus a couple accessories, okay? Alrighty guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.